Cairo is proving to be a fertile ground for the taxi-hailing giant Uber. While the Egyptian capital isn't famous for endless traffic and inefficient transport systems, Uber is defying the odds and is said to be attracting drivers in hordes. Now, Uber currently has around 60,000 driver partners in Africa, but it has over 30,000 in Cairo at the end of August. Now, it is adding them in Cairo at the rate of 2,000 a month, making the city home to more than half of the Uber drivers on the continent. Like in other cities, Uber has had to fight off protests from local taxi groups that have accused the app of operating illegally. So far, though, the government has not intervened. Well, let's find out more about Uber's growth in Egypt. Yasser Hakim now joins us in Cairo. Yasser, as always, great to have you on the show. Now, according to Uber, demand for the taxi service in Cairo is literally exploding. And currently, the city holds more than half of Uber drivers on the continent. Now, what is really behind Uber's growth in Cairo?
Well, I guess the city, Cairo, and maybe other cities in Egypt were craving for such a service. I'm not talking just Uber, but this whole concept. The public transportation here is really unreliable at all. Very low quality of transportation, very modest in its service, and also unsafe in many cases, especially for women. And also because it's run down. A lot of the buses and public transportation is run down. So it came at a time when Egyptians really needed that. Parking areas is very hard. Even if you have a car, you don't want to go by your car because you can't find a place to park. The petrol prices are up. So even car owners don't want to use their cars, and they want to keep it at home and take some kind of a reliable, safe, and high quality service, taxi or car to take him to work or take her to any place safely. And that's why it's boomed so quickly in the last 2 years.
Well, Yasser, how has Uber's entrance into Cairo impacted competition within other taxi apps, such as the UAE's Careem and, of course, local taxi drivers who are already on ground? What has been their response to Uber sort of disrupting the sector?
Well, like you said at the beginning, the local taxi drivers are fuming from this. And until now, they're trying to stop the Uber service or this kind of limousine taxi driver services. There's an easy taxi that was there before, and this has not managed to compete, and it's falling down drastically. But Careem, it's a regional service that's been established in the United Arab Emirates, but also has been in the Egyptian market. It's going neck to neck with Uber at the moment. It does not have the experience and the long years that Uber has in the international market, but it is growing, especially in Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, and it's trying to compete by giving other services such as cash payment, not credit card payment, knowing that a lot of the credit card payments in Egypt is still very low in the market, 10%. So it's giving this option to try to compete with Uber, the pre-booked services to try to compete with Uber. And now Uber is doing the same. It has introduced cash payment and it's introducing carpooling. So they're going neck to neck, and the growth is so big, it's like 3,000%. Oh, sorry, 6,000% in the last year. And I'm talking about the on-demand users per month, a 6,000% increase in the last year. And that's a huge number. And most of it goes to Uber and Careem.
Quite interesting. Many thanks, Yasser, for those insights. Of course, Yasser Hakim joining us in Cairo.